I'm Leslie Schweitzer, and I'm a doctorate-prepared nurse anesthetist. In 2022, I got into aesthetics, and I opened a medical spa called Lush Aesthetic Bar. I've changed the name a couple of times, and it's now called Lush Aesthetics and Wellness. Now I'm making this podcast to share with you the things that are going on inside the medical spas. I want to share with you the treatments that work and don't work, skincare that works or doesn't work, and I want to bring forward some of the issues, some of the treatments that you don't know about, and I just want to guide you so that you can choose a provider that's right for you, a medical spa that's right for you, the treatments that are right for you, because it's your face and it's your results and it's your safety, your health, your wallet. I want you to feel empowered to choose what's right for you. Hey, thanks for joining me. In today's episode of the Med Spa Method, I want to talk about a year's worth of med spa treatments all at one time. And the purpose is because I started doing these consultations with my clients and talking with them about not just what are your goals like right now. Like, I don't want to just do one syringe of filler and then have no other planning around it. I want to talk about, like, what is your plan for the whole year? Like, are you going to come in 3 times a year? Are you going to come in once and this is all you're going to do? And how long do you want this to last for? And let's just really make a good plan together so that things are strategic in how we do them. For example, if they're planning on coming in for Botox every 3 months, let's talk about what skincare they're using at home in between. Are they going to be doing anything else in between? Any resurfacing of any fashion, whether that's microneedling, chemical peels, lasers? What are the things that they are open to doing? Or do they just want to hear it all from me? Do they want me to make the plan for them? We often talk about budget here. Let's plan out what this cost is going to be for the whole year. And then let's strategically build that treatment plan out. Previously, as a, younger owner or younger in doing my consultations, I would focus on what we could do today and what we could accomplish today, but I didn't make the next step. I didn't plan with them like, well, next we should follow this with whatever to get the next best results or to maintain the results. I would say kind of loosely things to them like, yep, this is something that we should do 3 times a year, but that's it. And then I would just depend on them to remember that they should do this 3 times a year, and then they should book it. But what I didn't realize was that for them, since they weren't in this every day, that felt very overwhelming to them. And they, no other area do we expect our patients to remember when they're supposed to come back. We make that next follow-up appointment. When you leave your doctor's office, you make your next follow-up appointment. And when you get your extensions put in, they make your appointment to have your extensions moved. So you need to kind of help them plan ahead because this is not their field, but it is their face and it is their results. And so I've kind of taken a step back in how I've done my consultations, or maybe I should say a step forward into how I'm doing my consultations so that my clients get kind of a strategic plan instead of just a today's plan. More long-term goals are coming in to the consultation. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you start the consultation, it's often going to look like, initially, what are your goals? And I like to hand the patient the mirror and say, what is it that you'd like to work on? Because what I might see might be totally different than what they see. And it's, ultimately they're going to ask my opinion on which treatments work better. But most people don't want me to look at them and say, gosh, your under eyes look really bad. They're not looking for that. What they're looking for is, this bothers me. When I smile, I see all these lines in my pictures. I don't like that. Or, I feel like I look tired all the time. And how can we fix that? So we talked together about why these things are happening first as a foundation, and the process of aging. So the process of aging is that over time, our face is losing fat. As our faces lose fat, we need to replace that. And oftentimes we talk about replacing the fat with dermal filler, which is wonderful. It happens. It's something that we place immediately. They get immediate results, and that's beautiful that you can come in and you can leave with a beautiful result that day. And then filler settles over the next couple of days or up to 2 weeks. And I really like that for my patients that they come in and they get an immediate result. But other things that we can do because of that fat loss is we can do things to stimulate collagen production, and we can do things to tighten the skin without injectables as well. And so those are going to be things like microneedling, frequency microneedling, and some laser treatments. And that's really where your conversation needs to start, is what's going on with the aging process. And also, what are we doing at home for the skin? A lot of your skincare routine recommendations are going to also have to be discussed in the context of what are you willing to do for your skincare routine? By way of, are you willing to put on 3 or 4 products, or do you really just need 1 product? Are you willing to do some products that are only done, 3 times a week, or do you truly need just simplicity in your routine? So right now, at this point, we've already covered what is the normal aging process. What does your skincare routine look like at home, and what are you willing to do for your skincare routine? Because skincare is so much more than just, an extra sale that you make at the end of your Botox appointment. Skincare is kind of like their insurance policy. It's what is going to hold on to their results at home. And so it's important for me to describe to my patients, if you do this big expensive treatment and then you go home and you don't moisturize your skin is going to be dry and bad, and it is not going to respond well to the treatment. You're not going to get the results that you want. So the proper skincare at home is something that I like to call the proper aftercare or home care, because you're going home to continue to take care of your skin every single day. It's a twice a day opportunity you have to do something for your skin. So once we've covered the skincare that they're willing to do and the goals that they want to reach, the aging process, now we start getting into the treatments that I'm going to recommend to them. So for most people, I'm going to recommend that we do some sort of resurfacing every couple of months. So that might look like 3 to 4 months for that patient. And that might be something as gentle as a light chemical peel. And for people with bigger goals, that's going to be something more aggressive, like a more aggressive laser treatment. Patients concerned about wrinkles, it would be foolish to not recommend Botox. Botox or any neurotoxin to slow down the movement on the skin by slowing down the muscles is an easy, foolproof way to get those results. And when you pair that neurotoxin along with that resurfacing treatment, that's really what's going to get your clients more aggressive results, because the muscle movement slowing down the skin on top of the muscle from moving, really allows for maximum healing to occur after you do those resurfacing treatments. So what that might look like is I'll bring you in for your neurotoxin appointment, and then 2 weeks later, I'll bring you in for your resurfacing treatment. And then they're going to do their skincare at home in between. If they wanted to have any dermal fillers placed, then I like to do those either a full 2 weeks before their resurfacing treatment or a full 2 weeks after. So that is going to depend with patients with can you wait a little bit and we'll do this after? Or do you want to see some results right now? We'll do your surfacing second. Do the Botox and the filler today and the resurfacing later. So those are going to be our most common ways that we treat the skin. We're going to usually do a wrinkle relaxer. We're going to do some sort of resurfacing treatment, and we're possibly going to pepper in some filler. Fillers is super, super popular in my area. There are other areas where filler is way more common. For me and my clientele, what we see a lot more of is wrinkle relaxers, neurotoxins, and then we also see laser treatments or more chemical peels than we do filler, and that's because you're able to achieve these natural results, turning back the clock by telling your body what to do instead of using a product to do so. And there's a lot of the people in our area just like that. They like the idea of something natural, which is what I talked about on my skin pen episode. So I've really noticed that in our area, and I've been comfortable to just kind of run with it. So price-wise, let's just price out together what my personal year of this looks like, of treatment plan looks like. So if I did 64 units of Botox, which is the FDA approved number of units, and those are $12 a unit, then every 3 to 4 months, I would be spending $768 on Botox. Now, for me, I can go just about 4 months comfortably of that dose. So for me, I'm going to times that by 3. That's going to come out to be $2,300. I can do that every 4 months. So $2,300 for the year comes out to be about the cost of my Starbucks coffee. If I have Starbucks coffee every single day, that's what it would cost me to keep up on my Botox. Now, some people are going to need more Botox than that. Some people are going to need significantly less Botox than that. And so it just, I like to treat a lot of areas. I don't like to only treat my crow's feet or only treat my forehead. I do my forehead, my glabella, which is where your lipids are at. My crow's feet, I do the bunny lines as well. So for me, I need a full 64 units. And I also just prefer to have slower movement in my facial features. I have very strong muscles, and even with, I don't like to be like rock solid frozen, but I like to have slowed down movement because my forehead is very expressive, and I like it to slow down. It's just my response. And then what I like to do along with that is on each of those appointments, I like to add on. So I'll have a light chemical peel placed, and that light chemical peel, we charge $75 to put on a real gentle chemical peel on your Botox. So that's $75 times 3 is $225 plus my $2,300. I'm up to $2,500. $25 actually, for my whole year. And then once a year, I like to do a little bit more of an aggressive treatment. So for me and my skin type, I'm very comfortable to just have a fractional or a light, gentler Erbium laser treatment done. Or I would like to do a skin microneedling session. I really love both of those treatments. And so at a maximum, maybe I have to do both of those in a year. But I would plan to do at least one. So I'll do this on the high end. If I did an Erbium laser, that would be $850. That brings my entire total, the entire year, to 4 appointments. 3 of those appointments are going to be Botox with the chemical peel at the same time. And then my 4th appointment is going to be that Erbium laser. That brings my treatment totals to $3,375. Then for my home skincare routine, I'm buying product that lasts me a full 3 months. And from those products, I'm doing an under eye cream, which is about $100. I'm doing a facial cleanser, which is about $30. And I'm doing our retinol, which is another about another $100. Do that retinol at nighttime. And then our ultimate moisturizer during the day is about 160. Then I'm doing an SPF for about $80. So my bare minimum skincare routine is $480.
So now that we've gone through my routine, let's back up and go through two other scenarios. Let's go through a really aggressive treatment plan. So let's just say that you come in, you need a couple of aggressive treatments, like maybe a couple RF microneedlings or a couple gentle laser treatments, and we budget $2,500 for that across the entire year to have 3 laser treatments done. Now, with each of those, you're going to get at least $100 in free skincare from us because we want you to go home with proper skincare. So we package it right in there for you to go home with that. And then let's just say that this person coming in for those aggressive treatments also requires tox a little bit more frequently than I do. So I like to space mine out so that I do tox 3 times a year, every 4 months. But let's just say that urine every 3 months, 64 units, that's just over $3,000 for the year. And then let's just say that in the months that you're not doing an aggressive laser treatment, you're also doing a facial or a light chemical peel so that you're getting constant exfoliation of your skin at a high quality. That would be about $1,000 for those months that you're not getting the aggressive treatments done. And then let's say that we budget about $2,000, so it would be at $500 or so every 3 months on a good skincare regime. That's going to put you out to be $8,622. If we take that then and we apply our beauty bank discount, which just means that you put money in a bank every month with us, we automatically give you 10% off everything. So that would save you $860. And then we remember to minus off those free skincares that you also get would be another $300 in savings. Those aggressive treatment plans would be about $7,400 for the entire year, which would mean if we just divide that by 12, each month you'd be spending about $600 on that aggressive treatment plan. Now, let's just say on the opposite end, because I feel like my personal plan is a little bit middle of the road, and I did forget to mention that I do tend to get about 1 syringe, maybe 2 syringes of filler per year. I get my lips touched up every now and then and my cheeks touched up every now and then. So let's just say that I underestimated on mine a little bit. But let's just say that we're doing a gentle treatment plan, which would be 12 facials a year. So 1 facial per month, which is a nice self-care maintenance treatment, and a good quality exfoliation once a month. And then a gentle neurotoxin treatment. So you'd get neurotoxin 3 or 4 times a year, and maybe you wouldn't get 64 units. Maybe we would just decide to only treat the forehead or only treat the crow's feet. Or you just don't require quite as much. You don't like to pepper in all the extra little areas. So your treatments are a little bit less. We'll put that at $1,500 for your year. And then we'll budget for 1 aggressive treatment, like 1 skin pen microneedling. Then your entire year might come out to be about $3,000. And if we divide that by 12, then you'd be spending about $250 a month. So I just wanted to show you kind of the things that I talk through with my patients when we're doing our consultation and planning out of our years, like, where's the budget, but also where are the goals and how can we make those things meet in the middle to get you where you want to be and keep your wallet happy at the same time. And one of the awesome ways that we do that is by giving our clients that 10% discount across the board if they do our beauty bank, which is, again, just putting money into an account that they can spend with us. It's their money. They can have it, spend it on their treatments. Like I said before, when I spoke about myself, is I forgot to pepper in my filler. Filler is something that once you get it, it does go away over time, and depending on where the filler is placed, depends on how long it lasts. For example, lip filler is about 10 to 12 months. Cheek filler is about 18 months. And so you do, like, what I like to do personally is I like to just top mine off a little bit, so that I don't wait 18 months until it's kind of fully been absorbed and then have it redone. I just top it off. So I would split a syringe between my cheeks and just kind of top it off and keep it looking young and fresh. And I'm not going from looking way overdone from getting multiple syringes at a time and then just waiting for it to all go away before I have it redone. So let's just kind of summarize and go back over the kind of start to finish plan of how these consultations would work and how your entire year would be planned out.
We'll sit down, we'll do their first appointment, we'll do their first consultation, and then we'll go and just go ahead and plan out their next one. Of course, write out the full year's worth of plan. And it doesn't mean that we can't change our mind along the way. It doesn't mean that they can't say, you know what, I don't want to repeat that chemical peel again. Instead, I would rather do Botox today and then do a more aggressive laser treatment in 2 weeks. That's fine too. Doesn't mean that we can't change it, but we have said this is how we think we're going to get to the goals where we want to be, which is, doing the aggressive treatments a couple times a year, keeping up on the Botox.
And the skincare. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this whole year of aesthetics treatments and the assessment and consultation process and kind of how I've gotten to where I am in how I run these things in my spa, Lush Aesthetics and Wellness. Thanks so much. Hope to see you next week.